Questions and comments, sorry. Questions and comments. Okay, who? The honourable member for remind me here.
King's Hands.
King's Hands, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and let me start by saying congratulations to you on your election to the chair. Very well deserved, and I know you will keep us in good standing here in this House. I'd like to thank the honourable member from Calgary Centre, I believe it is, for his remarks. Even if we don't always agree, I think he does deliver his speeches here with a level of class and professionalism that should be the way in which this place operates. I listened to portions of his speech. I will admit I didn't hear the entirety. He talks about the importance of balancing budgets. I think that obviously perhaps maybe he missed in the speech from the throne that the Prime Minister and this government has committed to an operational balance within 3 years, Mr. Speaker. I think that that is extremely important. I hope he would agree. But he must also acknowledge and recognize that we do have major expenditures in defence, in the investment in housing, in infrastructure. Surely he's not talking about complete balanced budget and absolutely not investing in those critical infrastructure that's needed in the time for the country.
The honourable member for Calgary Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank my colleague for the comments on the other side, and I thank him for the question. Every government has to make choices. The continuation of just blowing Canadians' money is putting a burden on future generations of Canadians. It's putting a burden on inflation. It's creating a monetary mess in this country. We are going to have to address it. We do have to make choices. And yes, Mr. Speaker, as the member will probably know, even my party during this election, we projected deficits for the next 4 years, and balancing that going down to a much smaller number than this government has put forward for the next 5 years. So it's a directionally much different government as far as making choices and not throwing out the baby with the bathwater for the future, so future Canadians can actually spend on the programs they're going to need rather than spending on the programs that were delivered by their parents and their grandparents. Thank you very much.
Questions et commentaires. L'honorable.
Questions and comments. The honourable member for Rimouski, La Matapédia. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. First, I congratulate you on your election as Speaker. At the beginning of this 45th Parliament, I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart the people of my riding who have placed their trust in me for another term. I thank them. Mr. Speaker, here's my question for my colleague, the member for Calgary South. In the speech from the throne, provincial jurisdiction is not respected when it comes to social programs, housing, immigration. The government of Quebec has spoken very clearly. It wants the government of Quebec to have full jurisdiction over immigration. Does my Conservative colleague agree with this request from the National Assembly of Quebec? We want the government of Quebec to be fully and solely responsible for all things related to immigration.
Centre.
Merci, Monsieur.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank my Quebecois colleague on for his question, and I congratulate him on his re-election. I believe this is his second term. I would like to answer his question. Immigration is under federal jurisdiction. It exists hand in hand with provinces, working with provinces. Immigration, when it comes to immigration, provinces need to work with the federal government. When immigrants arrive in Quebec, there are not Quebec borders and Canadian borders. If someone arrives in Quebec, they are arriving in Canada, and that's why the federal government must remain involved.
For Kenora Kiwitinung.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and congratulations on your election. If you'll permit me, I'd like to use this opportunity briefly first to thank the people of Northwestern Ontario for placing their trust in me once again. It's an incredible privilege and honor to serve in this place, and I thank the member from Calgary Centre for his great speech here this morning. I'd like to note that the Prime Minister was elected really on a promise, Mr. Speaker, that he was the man with the plan to take on Donald Trump and get our economy back on track. But now we know that there really isn't that much of a plan. In fact, he's not even planning to bring forward a budget this spring, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to know if the member from Calgary Centre has any thoughts about how concerning and irresponsible it is to not be bringing forward a budget this spring.
The honourable member for Calgary Centre.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do thank my colleague for that question. It is one of the most fundamentally imperative jobs of this chamber, this House of Commons, to hold the government to account for the spending it's going to take. Right now, that government thinks it's going to have a blank check for the next year. So it has to put it on the table. Here's our election promise is what we're doing. But now we're actually not being accountable at all. 150 days from the time they actually get elected to the time they're going to pay it is far too long for Canadians to know what to expect in their finances here going forward. That's right.